Okay, it is day 11. The pressure is on. It's been it's I know there's some debate on what date it is, but I am convinced it is day 11 because I had the recordings to prove it. But 11 days, and it's Friday. Kind of been a little rainy day, but I don't know, I've not had a bad day. How are you? Are you feeling? You're feeling good? Yeah, feeling strong. I think you are. Yeah, good smile. As normal, we like to keep it real here. Um, we do, and I think the stage fright might maybe be helping. That's what we're hoping for. And yeah, day 11. So I guess I could just continue.
Well, I think maybe I just got rid of the hiccups.
I was hoping so. I was drawing it out as long as I could, but in our
Thank
commitment to
you.
keeping it real, all right, well, congratulations on getting rid of the hiccups.
Thanks.
That probably should count to some of your time.
Maybe.
All right, well, no earthly idea who's supposed to start, but I
You
just
just
say
do it.
I can say I got into some good reading today. But yeah, that was reading and meditation. So similar to yesterday, I continued with the cast book. It's going to be a good book. It's definitely well written, so appreciating that and kind of liking stitching it into my day. It'd be curious to see how I carry forward that the 15 minutes as I start going into the office in the near future. But I still think I actually may start toting the book in my bag too, or something like that. I always appreciate reading a book a lot more than I do on the phone. It just doesn't kind of do it for me. But overall, I feel like it was a good day. I mean, overall good day. I didn't really know it was raining, but I think the only thing missing to accent the morning and WandaVision is maybe another movie after we close this up. But how was your day?
Yeah. So WandaVision. Wow. That does bring it to a different conversation. I have a lot to say about that, and I did have a lot of fun today. Seeing the final episode cut of the neighborhood that was used in Georgia for the Halloween episode and being able to pinpoint the locations and just Google mapping through it kind of it brought back a lot of things that I love about Georgia film. And yeah, it's been a little while since we've had a new production that was so in your face as far as locations go, because this cute little neighborhood in Georgia was front and center, and you wouldn't have known it because it's not Warner Brothers Ranch and Disney's ranch. Those scenes were, especially the ones with Vision, were 100% Georgia film. And I love that. And that, again, calls back to me. I do feel very good getting rid of my hiccups. And I will say that while I failed on my workout today, I will still do my meditation before I go to bed tonight. But what I did today was I got the opportunity to talk to two very dear friends on a Zoom who I have not talked to face to face in a ridiculously long amount of time. And this is not COVID time. We're talking well beyond COVID time. Jen and Nikki go back to my days for my 2 years at Georgia Southern. While I did not graduate from Georgia Southern, Nikki and Jen were such a big part of that experience that I had when I moved to Georgia from Miami and was thrust into Georgia Southern University. I think it's a great school. I think not only that, I know it's a great school. I was put there for the wrong reason. And I was put there with no direction from a person who knew nothing about me, a guidance counselor at a high school in Georgia who knew me for 2 minutes. And I think that that's just a testament to kind of knowing your path. And very quickly I learned that Georgia Southern's fun and I may graduate from here, but I'm not going to learn what I need to learn from college. And I transferred to Mercer. But what I took from Georgia Southern were things that I could never get back. I took Masha. Masha was a transfer student from Russia who I went to visit shortly after graduating from school. Actually, Masha was at Mercer. Never mind, as it wasn't Georgia Southern, but she was still from college, so that counts. And we're just gonna roll with this. But both Jen and Nikki were from Georgia Southern, and they I was in both of their weddings, and one of their wedding cakes I actually made, and it was quite large. I have pans to prove it. They're amazing women. They really are. And I think it's amazing to look at us 20 years later and to feel like we basically, when we got on this call, picked up where we left off and made a pact to each other at the end of the call to really work towards being more present in the moment of us as a sisterhood, and I think that it's so easy to feel like you're alone. It's so easy to feel like you're alone, and it's to know that your sisters are there for you regardless of what you're going through, and there's no judgment. There's no there's no bias. There's no judgment. It's just being real, talking through it, understanding that everybody's situation is different, everybody's path is different. That is life. And but being able to work through the harder conversations is a really big deal, whether it's I think a lot of, Stephen, to our benefit, 20 years almost of marriage, is that we talk a lot. And we've had a couple of not great moments, but over 20 years it's only been a couple. It's only been a couple of times where we have really had those times where we felt like we couldn't get through that, and they were small in comparison to everything else we dealt with, and it was always driven by money and alcohol, and like there's always these factors. So I want to be there for my friends who need an ear, and I will always go back to communication, and I think that communication has to be daily. I think it needs to be, I think something like this, like a daily check-in, is so amazing, because I think we were doing this anyway. We just fed into it because of Colbert. Like, we would watch Colbert and just end up continuing the conversation. So all we're doing is we're putting some legs behind it, and holding ourselves accountable to something other than just the communication. But the communication piece is a big deal. And yeah, so done. So that was long story short, that was my 45 minutes, was also just the connecting with my sisters, connecting with these girlfriends who I have not seen in a number of years. And we fell right back into our natural rhythm, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to, talk just to anybody, but to talk to people who know your history, they know your past, they know your demons. Feels good.
All right. Well, day 11.
What, that's it? No commentary?
I don't have a lot of commentary tonight. I mean, that book kind of similar to when we're in the beachfront, as far as like you gotta read it a while, kind of sink into all of it. So I'm still absorbing that. But I had a similar thing with Rashid the other night in that conversation, or not necessarily a history perspective, but certainly it is good to connect with other perspectives and have those conversations. So,
awesome. Sounds good. Love you.
I love you, and see you in a couple minutes.